Hello, hello, hello. So great that you've landed on my site. If you've been here for a short time or a long time, doesn't really matter. I've got a juicy topic, and it's all about, are you rich? And what do I mean by rich? So let's go to the financial side first, because you'll know that if you listen to me, I bang on about inner richness or inner wealth. But I want to talk about richness on the outside, and what does that mean to you? Does it mean that you own your house, you have some investment properties, you're able to travel, you've got money in the bank? Is being rich for you, is it security? Is it freedom? Is it living on purpose? Look, I'm talking to those of you who are rich and who have that financial wealth, but you're not happy. And I want to talk into that, because for you to have got to the level of income and wealth that you're living at, that didn't just happen unless you just came into money. It happened because you were disciplined. You had really strong work ethics, and you had a discipline, and you kept on turning up consistently. You educated yourself, you became knowledgeable, and with this you knew how important it was to have savings. And also from savings is to have investments. So all of this doesn't just happen. You made a decision that you wanted to be rich. Now, when and how did you make this decision? Because to become wealthy, it's something that you've got to feel from the inside, and you've got to value it. But what I have seen firsthand is people get so focused, almost tunnel vision, on creating their wealth, and then they end up working with me because they're not happy. They've created all on the outside, yet they still get anxious. They get burnt out. A big one is anger. I may be talking to you. You may have a lot of anger, and you're not sure where it's coming from. You've learnt to just really live in your head. And that is what happens for a lot of people. If you are rich on the outside, yet you're not rich on the inside, I will say that there'll be a large part of you that just lives in your head. That discipline that you needed to create that wealth, it also has stopped you inhabiting your body, dropping into your body and feeling. Where did this come from? If we go back a little bit, let's have a look at childhood. And I don't want to open that up a lot, but a lot of our programming happens when we are quite young. And when we are raised by parents, and bless them all, I'm a parent also, we do our best. But sometimes it's not enough. And sometimes your child can feel unloved, unseen, unvalidated. And that is exactly how I felt. So I took on messages that, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. And so when you have these strong messages, you then spend decades trying to prove your friggin' worth. And some of the multi-millionaires, they're trying to prove their worth and show the world that they are worthy. But you know what? When you put your head on the pillow at night and you're with you, because it might be the only time that you've actually stopped in that day and connected inwardly, you actually don't like how it feels. So you just stay really, really busy so that you don't have to feel. And then you become numb. Google disassociation. It happens to a lot of people. It happened to me, where you just shut down from all your feelings and you live in autopilot and you live in your head. So if you're rich on the outside and you're not happy, I'd encourage you to keep listening. It all comes back to my 3-step method. And it's such a simple method. It really is. And it was birthed out of my own pain, my own trying to find happiness. It's called the push and pull method. It's got 3 steps. The push is the push. I just knew I just had to keep going. Keep peeling those layers back. I don't know how I knew this, but I did. I instinctively knew. Because there was this pull. There was this pull of purpose. So I had this push of pain and this pull of purpose. And it's like, oh. But you know what it is? It's all energy. All of it is energy. And so to be rich on the outside and to be rich on the inside, it's all connecting inwardly into your energy life force. And it's all about your passion, your power, and your purpose, and how you let these energies play out in you. However, if you are solely driven on getting rich on the outside, it's going to be very, very difficult to drop into these energies which feed your soul. That is what gives you happiness and joy. It's not the flashy house, the big trip. I mean, the big trip can help, but if you suffer with anxiety or overwhelm or confusion or fear or panic attacks or depression, it's still going to be hanging around. The richness just increases it. I should be happy. Well, actually, no. So if you're someone who suffers with depression and you do get rich, it just increases that depression. If you're someone who suffers with anxiety and your wealth begins to build, your anxiety is going to build. It just goes hand in hand. You can't get happiness from the outside. Yes, it gives you choices. It gives you freedom. Yes, don't argue that. But true inner wealth is code for inner worth. And it's that energy life force of passion, power, and purpose. And if you're living on purpose and you're living aligned to your values, you'll feel that energy life force, and you just will. And you will know when your energy is alive and strong and creative, and that's when you'll tap into that energy. And it just gives you joy, and it just gives you so much. So where do you begin with all of this? The first place to begin is having awareness. And so awareness, there's 3 parts to awareness. There's self-compassion. Now, what does self-compassion look like? Self-compassion is being kind, how you talk to yourself. You know, you might have gone to work and made a bit of a mistake. Do you beat yourself up and give yourself a hard time? So self-compassion is how you would talk to a young child, how you would talk to your closest friend. With self-compassion and love, you would speak to them like that, because you wouldn't be listening to this or me if you didn't, because you are growing, you're learning, you're evolving. So self-compassion. The second is self-care. Self-care. If you want to have inner wealth, you've got to have self-care. You know that discipline that you've used to create the wealth on the outside? You've got to start bringing some of that discipline in to your self-care, around your nutrition, around your exercise, and around your sleep, and to stop any of those excuses. That's another video to talk into that. And the last, around awareness, is mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is being able to be in the present moment, in any given moment. What you can feel, what you can hear, touch, like I'm sitting on the chair and I can feel the chair against my back. Being able to go into the body, what am I feeling? What can I see? What can I smell? All of these constantly inhabiting your body. But often when you're driving the dollar and you're coming from just the head, you're not going to inhabit your body. You haven't got time. But you know what? If you want to get rich on the inside, and if you want to get rich and you want to be happy, you have to inhabit your body. You just have to. So the second piece in this is acceptance. And I'm not going to open all of this up because I'm running out of time, because I could just hear some clients have arrived, so I've got to get going. But we have acceptance, and then the last part of the push and pull method is authentic action. But I want you to just begin with awareness. And when you get off this call, I want you to check in with yourself. What is one action step that you can do that is going to help you inhabit your body, that's going to help you slow down, that's going to help you name what you're feeling? Look, it could be first thing in the morning. That is a really great time to actually do some of this inner work, because that discipline that you have used to create your outer wealth, start bringing that discipline in for your inner wealth, because you are worth it. And every time you self-reject and criticize yourself and beat yourself up and think you aren't important and you don't matter because you're reliant on other people outside of yourself, it's bringing it back to yourself. And you know what? When you can start giving yourself that inner compassion and that mindfulness and that self-care, it is a game changer. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Love to hear from you. See you next week.